Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. Wiley's Comedy Club co-headliners Charlie Hester and Ray Hensley are both on the show for the first time, and Antonio gets a little uncomfortable. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
You live here?
Yes.
Well, maybe you know what a zombie is.
When a person dies and is buried, it seems there's certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
How horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
All right. All right. Sorry,
Nice.
Ray. We're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. We have changed guests. We still have Antonio here being quiet, playing with his phone. He'll be all right. And my next guests are in the studio, Charlie Hester.
Hello.
And Ray Hensley.
Hello.
Hello. It's good to have you guys here. It's good
Thanks
to have
so
you.
much
See,
for having
You
us.
look so surprised, Ray, that you just,
I'm excited.
that's all you...
Yeah.
Was it the Democrats thing that I played? Is that
Yeah.
Did that
Yeah.
upset you right?
You're gonna
I
think,
had
like,
to do it.
You're just going to get me fired up. You're going to get me I'm just kidding.
No,
People are going to
that's-
come to the show and expect like this like real like right-wing comic, and I'm not.
Right. Yeah, we'll get you going. So, what were you saying about the liver?
You want me to carry on about it? All right.
Why not? Why not? We'll get right into it. Ray.
No, I don't
We're
want to
not-
do that.
Okay.
I don't do politics. So.
Okay. Well,
I'm
I
not
just
smart
think
enough to even
it's
pay
funny
attention
that,
to
that the liberal kids are calling for revolution. So I don't think they know what that means.
They're starting a civil war is what I read,
Oh well,
which is
that's
silliness.
Yeah.
It's just silliness. Like, I don't pay attention to politics at all. Like, I didn't find out until near Obama's thing that he was a Democrat.
You're,
What's it?
God, Ray.
His official thingy.
how did you get near his thing without Secret Service taking you out?
It's tricky, but
Yeah.
it's real tricky.
I mean,
yeah.
if it was Bill Clinton, I'd understand. But how did you get close to Obama's?
You know, just
You
don't worry
are
about
you.
it. Don't worry.
Oh my
Next
God.
question.
You're very
Next
sneaky,
question.
Ray. How are you?
I'm great.
How was losing the fireworks competition?
I didn't like that at all.
No, me either.
I did
because
tell Karen, I was like, "Hey, I really need a good humbler weekend," and you had it. Let's just
There
thank
you go. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Congratulations, to Dwight McCormick, though.
Yeah, he did great.
Yeah.
I thought he was fantastic. I thought he deserved to win.
Yeah.
After me, but I mean,
Well,
like,
yeah, he deserved. You know,
No, Dwight did
Yeah.
great. I thought he was fantastic. I thought
Bridget.
Bridget was in second, right?
And
Joe was in third.
Robinette.
I thought everybody did great. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't mind
It
losing
was
to
a
him.
tough competition. It really was.
It's not like I lost to a bunch of open micers
Yeah.
who brought the whole crowd, and that's how they won.
Right,
I didn't.
right.
So I didn't care.
Well, yeah, because
I lost to three good comics, and
Yeah.
I would have rather had $1,000, but I made a lot of friends and all this
right,
jazz.
which
so
which
it
is
was a good time.
which is way more valuable than a measly $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been eating ramen and stuff, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, $1,000
it's okay.
would have been.
Yeah.
Friends are cool. I
Yeah.
guess, but
Well, yeah, you can eat ramen with friends. Because we're all broke.
yeah.
Word.
It's called college.
Yeah.
It's called comedy. Come on.
Yeah, I was
comedy.
going to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
I like to think that I make enough money to where I don't need to eat ramen, but I don't.
No, everybody has their ramen days or months.
2018.
Yeah, oh, yeah. It's a ramen year for Ray.
Ramen and Revolution.
Yep, there you go.
That's the name of your next album, Ray.
I think we should, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ramen and Revolution. That'd be
Yeah, I'm
cute.
going to write that down. That might be the name of this episode, unless we come up with something better.
Ooh.
'Cause I have to write these things down as we go. In fact, the last one was Chronic Rechurchers. Is the
Chronic Rechurchers?
Rechurchers. Yeah, it's a long story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to listen to it later.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do a teaser.
That's how you
for
build
your
the
own show
suspense and the
on your
promotion.
show.
Yes.
Just-
We got this marketing crap
they
down.
don't teach this. They don't teach this in school. Antonio.
Right. What was the name of the episode? I was
Yeah. Ramen and Revolution.
Ramen and Revolution. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, cute T-shirt.
That would be.
It
Aw.
would. Yeah. The college kids would eat it up.
Yeah, not knowing what it means.
Buzzing.
It's important art.
Hey, I'm going to take my shoes off, so if my feet smell bad,
Oh, they do.
shut up, Ray.
Yeah. Well, you've been in the car with Ray this whole time, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, my feet didn't smell then. I had my
Oh,
shoes
okay.
on.
Oh, okay.
I try and be
So
a polite car mate, but
But once you get in the radio studio,
well,
it all comes out.
Yeah.
yeah.
She goes, I know Ray. I don't want him to see my feet, but I don't know Don. He's going to smell them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, now this is both of you guys your first time on the show.
Yeah.
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 I'm
Good to have
excited
you.
to be
Good to
here.
have you.
I don't know what the heck Ray's doing, but yeah, I'm Ray. Some guy, I don't know.
It's Roy.
Yeah,
It's
so-
been
so-
Roy
It's
this whole
Roy.
time.
Yep. So,
We just keep calling him Ray.
Whatever guy they got to feature
Yeah.
at this club I'm
Yeah.
headlining.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess you can come.
Yeah, it's fine. No, yeah, it's been Roy my entire life. But the bullies were like, you know what? Gay and Ray rhyme. He's Ray from now on.
Oh,
so.
I put Ron on the marquee.
You, Ron?
We're going to show up on Friday, and it's going to say Ron
Yeah,
Hensley.
it'll be Robert by then.
Robert.
That's so. Ramen, Revolution, and Roberts. There we go. Alliteration at its finest,
Yes,
boys.
Absolutely.
Well done.
You should write a song.
Oh, I might.
Yeah.
I
if
got
you
time.
can play on the air.
Well, I don't have that much time.
Do it right now. Do it. Play it.
Yep. And go.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So what we'll start with you, Charlie, because Ray's sitting over there.
Yeah. Screw him.
What got you started in comedy? How did that come about?
I was working on a YouTube show called Explosion Bus with Jonathan Katz from Dr. Katz Professional Therapist. Yeah. And everybody that I worked with on the show, they were all stand-up comedians. And so a friend of mine, Ian Abramson, he was like, you should try comedy, Charlie. And I was like, well, that's really cool. I never thought about it. And I did my first set on New Year's Eve, like 5 years ago. And it was terrible. Oh, my God. Oh, so bad. So bad. But I loved
Bad
it.
for you or the crowd or everybody
Yes.
involved?
Everybody
okay.
involved. Nobody had a good time. But there were a couple laughs in there, and then that was enough. And comedy's like heroin, man. I assume. You get hooked.
Got any more comedy?
Yeah. Come on, Mama needs a fix. But yeah, I started doing comedy, and at first I was just doing straight stand up, and it really wasn't ringing my bell like I wanted it to. And I've always been a musician my whole life. I went to college and studied opera.
Oh, wow.
And I decided that I was going to try and do a funny song, and that was when it all clicked.
You started opera, so do you still do the
No,
opera?
no.
That's how she sings.
That's how-
Yes,
Just grab her
It's
hands
all
like that. Just
very dirty songs in Italian. That's with a ukulele.
loses a lot of crowds. She's got a real specific crowd.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so it's Italian Hawaiian opera. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's cute. Yeah, that's cute.
Like Carmen Lay. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so that's kind of what happened with me. And then it's just continued to grow, and I've become much more passionate about it over the years. And so now this is what I'm doing full time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do full time. I do everything else full time, but comedy
Yeah.
that's the only thing I do part time now.
It's got to be
Yeah.
super sweet.
I do
Traveling
it.
around the country working 4 to 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
It's got to be fantastic. That's all you do, right? Just 4 to 5 hours a
that's
week.
pretty
That's all
much
comedy
yeah.
is
That's,
anymore.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
You sleep till 5 in the evening.
and
You
then
wake
go to a
up
show.
and do a show. You
Right.
get drunk. You go back to sleep.
Right.
You wake
The
up
life.
in another city, not even sure how you got
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
totally don't
It's kind
spend.
of like radio. you
Yeah,
know.
I
This-
totally
this-
don't
this-
spend 50 hours
this past
working on my
3.5
comedy career
years-
every week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this past 3.5 years doing this radio show, it's all been a blur. It's just one big drunken party the whole time.
Wait, is this really water or is this
No,
vodka?
that's
Wait.
vodka.
Oh,
It's
cool.
Dasani vodka. A lot of
Dasani
people
vodka.
don't know they
That's the
branched out.
fancy vodka. All right.
Well, yeah, if it comes in a plastic bottle, that's the vodka for me.
Got it. Oh, man.
So how about you, Ray? What got you started in comedy?
I was I've always wanted to do comedy ever since I was a kid. So ever since I was like 18 or so. And then but instead I picked up drums and started
You're
playing
18,
in a band.
aren't you, Antonio?
No,
you're a kid
not yet.
now. He
Not
just
18
called you
yet.
a kid.
I'm about to be a kid in a couple months.
Wait, how old are you?
17.
Oh, my
We
gosh.
have
I
to change
have
the format of the whole show. We
I
can't
have
even.
2 children your age. Okay. This is going to get real awkward in a bit. Okay, Ray, please
Were they
continue.
twins?
Well, no, but they're real close.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
not 2 children exactly
No, I had
his age.
my kids are all back to back to back because
Oh.
I was bad at tequila.
Oh.
So. Anyway, go.
Well, I'm glad we just gave you vodka then.
Yeah. I've had a hysterectomy. It's fine.
Jeez Louise.
Did you almost spit taking the mic? Hell yeah.
I wasn't expecting the hysterectomy. I wasn't expecting to get to know you that well.
Oh, no, I'm
But
just covering
open.
fourth base. It's
Super
cool.
open.
It's cool.
We had a 2-hour drive here, and I've learned a lot about Charlie Hester. It was good times, real good times. But no, I played in a band for 10 years. I traveled around doing that. I was a drummer.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, real good with my hands, Antonio. Call me when you're 18.
Jesus Christ.
So sorry, Antonio. But no, yeah. So I was a drummer for all of my 20s, and then when I turned 30, I quit the band and all that other stuff, and
You
I
quit
still
the
wanted
band?
to. I wanted, yeah. It was just,
Not
just
about that life.
drama. You know what I mean? Just band drama. Just a lot of dudes in a van all the time. Just not good times. But no, but I still wanted to
Yep,
perform.
All I wanted to do was play with their instrument.
Yeah, all I wanted to do was just finger their guitars.
Yep,
You know
poor
what I'm
Ray sitting
saying?
in the corner.
Yeah. But no, I wanted to continue performing on stages because I enjoy performing. I love that. But there's not a lot of solo drummers out there.
That's true.
So
Very true.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
not
if
a
you
whole
don't want a
lot
lot
of
of
them.
other influence in the band,
Right.
there aren't a lot of lead man drummers either. You know,
Yeah, there's a few of 'em.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Not many.
But
I hear if you lose an arm, you're a popular drummer, but that's
yeah, that is
yeah, we can get you. We can get you right to the top.
I got
Yeah.
a saw. I got a saw in the car. I'll be right back. But no, but so
I got my work truck here. I got all kinds of stuff out there.
we're just gonna Picasso his career. It's fine.
But then, so I was bored. It's like, well, I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy. So I went to an open mic at Crackers in Indianapolis, and then I just got hooked, like she said. Mine was more like meth.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We all of our comedy addiction is different.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. My
picking my
comedy
skin a
addiction
lot
is
and
kind of
stuff.
like a bad relationship. I just keep going back every now and then. I take a break and then I go back. And that's so we.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like that. Yeah.
Well, you got really sad in the face there just talking about that. You're just like,
Yeah.
Do you want me to come around and give you a hug? Because I'll do that for you, Don.
Off the air.
I feel like we need some. We'll have healing time after the show.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Well, that's what we do after the shows. We just sit around and have a good cry. For a
Good.
little while, just to talk about how because of how we spent the last hour doing this show. It usually helps because you got to realize I've been doing this for 2 hours, so it's so I might cry a little more.
2 hours is
Yeah.
pretty good for a guy your age.
That's true. That's
jeez.
well, it's
It's not on the list.
Do you want me and
it's a
Antonio to
long
leave,
radio
or
show. It's a long radio show. 2
Antonio
hours.
needs to learn? He'll stay in the room. I'm gonna leave though. Yeah. This is what being a man's like, Antonio. Stay in the room.
What's the age of consent in Ohio? What? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding, Antonio.
Not like that.
What?
Yeah, there are some things a young man doesn't need to learn yet.
No.
For instance, what 40 looks like on a man. What fat 40 and hairy looks
Are
like
you
is
40?
not something that 41.
Oh, fist bump. I'm turning 41 in a month. Woo!
Wow, I was way off on your age.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people are.
Aw.
Yeah, Charlie was like, "How old is he?" I was like, "I don't know, like 50 or
Yeah.
something."
No.
65,
Let's
I think.
fix
I don't
this.
know.
I said he's
retired.
really
All
old.
he
He's-
does is a
Yeah,
radio
that was
show
his
now.
response.
I said he's really old. He's like 50 or something.
Yeah, and that was when I freaked out in the car. I'm like jerking the steering wheel, like, that's not old.
And I was like, you're only 40. When you get to 50, then you'll be really old.
Let
and
me hang
done.
on to my
like
youth
me.
and my denial.
Jeez.
Yeah, you're only 41. Wow.
I've had a good life, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, past 3.5 years of doing this, nothing but a party.
Right.
When I started, I looked like this young man here. I was 37.
That was
but I still
the
looked that
beginning
young.
of hour one.
Yeah.
This is hour two.
Yeah.
Nice. Jeez
Yeah.
Louise.
Oh, I mean just the not just this episode of the radio show. The 3.5 years I've done it has aged me like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like a peeled apple.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ugh.
Pretty much. Like just nothing but the core left at this point.
Gosh.
Surprised you didn't ask anybody if they want to see the seeds, but that's fine.
Oh, I don't ask.
Jeez Louise.
Oh.
That was you, Ray. That wasn't me for once.
See, I'm going for news stories
Can't
already
wait for
because
the
I got to get
blogs
something
coming
to
out
get
on
out
this
of
one.
this.
Yeah.
Yep, here's how you get out of this.
Yeah.
We're done.
And commercial.
Commercial. So, where were we before we got somehow derailed?
I told you
Somehow.
my comedy story. She said
Every-
her comedy
yeah.
story, so I guess we're waiting on another question, huh?
I
Ooh.
think that's all I had, really.
Oh, so we're done?
Can we talk about a super fun thing that I do?
Absolutely.
Cool. So, and Ray already knows this. So, yeah, I do this thing called the Great Girl Drive. And at every comedy show that I do, I collect pads and
That's why I'm on the
tampons. What?
That's why I do all of her shows. I'm part of the Great Girl Drive, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
You're driving them away.
But no, I collect pads and tampons, and then I donate them to women's shelters in whatever town I'm performing in. And so I'll be collecting at Wiley's this weekend. I'll be collecting pads and tampons all weekend. I'll have a donation basket. And before I leave town on Sunday, I'll drop those off at one of your domestic violence shelters here in Dayton.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool because that's those are necessary places, unfortunately.
They are. They are. I'm a shelter girl, and I'm forever thankful that, you know, I'm able to give back to those services that helped me become the woman and foul-mouthed comic that I am today.
Which is, yeah, we all owe them thanks for that.
Yeah.
But so far, not foul-mouthed on the air, so that's good.
No. Normally I
We're
come
10
in.
minutes in.
Yeah,
I
we're
actually, I have a huge poster board in my trunk that says, "Don't swear, woman. I mean it." I'm not joking. It's really in my trunk, and I usually bring it in and put it right where I can see it. So
you don't have that, so we could be in danger.
it's in the car. So if you go for a news break and you're like, "Charlie, go get your sign," then I'll.
Just in case.
I'm just gonna run
You're
and I'll
making
go
me
get
nervous.
it. I'll go get it.
No, well, the last hour I was telling the folks that were in here at Barry and Kathy Leggett, I was telling them about a guest I had on the show that it was an hour and a half long interview, and after about 45 minutes, I said, "And we're done," because in 40 or 45 minutes, I bet I hit the panic dump button about probably 12 times
Ooh.
just to get the F-bombs out.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I'm talking to
You
you.
just set a goal for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. 12.
Be done in
that's
30.
It. Yep. 30 times or 30 minutes?
We'll be done in 30 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah,
We lasted
'cause-
45. We're going to get done in 30.
Yeah. We'll.
we better get to work.
You're an
No, that's fine
overachiever.
because we got crap to do.
But you got to remember, there's two of you.
Oh, that's true. 15.
Right.
We've already been here for 10. So
Atta
we have
boy,
we have
we
a real
got
busy
this.
5 minutes ahead of us.
And go.
Yeah.
So, I'm just kidding.
Oh, so where was I? Let's take a break. Actually, it's about time. It's about the half hour. It's about time to take a little break and refresh. And
Do I smell bad?
Yes.
Damn it!
get ready.
Dang it!
No.
Oh.
It smells like feet in here.
All right. Well, let me find a song on here. Let me. What kind of music you guys like? It don't matter. I only have a couple songs I play from. We're gonna do.
Perfect.
We're gonna do a little.
We heard you play something on the way up here on what I forgot what it was called.
Was it
What was the
Joke
band?
Hazard or was it Mr. Wiggly's Exploration?
No, it was Potter's Field. Potter's Field.
Oh, okay. Well, that's my
They
intro.
played
music.
live.
Yeah, that was my intro music.
Something that they played live in the studio. That's
Maybe
what we
not.
listened to. I don't
On
know.
the way up here?
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody playing live. On
Not
the way up
today.
here. Oh, okay.
It was we listened to it on website that you told us to go to. You told us to do
okay.
research
And you
and to do our
researched.
homework.
We did.
I was just trying
And we
to trick
did it
you
a
guys into
half
listening
hour
to my
before
other
we got here. So we were super prepared for this.
Well, it
so.
worked, Don. It worked real
Well,
good.
One of my older episodes, Pottersfield did play a live song in studio. There was also
Really good. They're kind of folksy with a little violin or something.
I think that was the music I was listening to in the car,
yeah,
Ray.
I think
That was on the.
because Pottersfield is it's a heavy metal.
Oh, that wasn't that.
So.
I
Now,
did
there
notice
was
that you listened to some metal.
St. Mary, St. Michael.
That's it.
Okay, well,
That's it.
I
They're
do
really
ha-
good.
I do have some St. Mary, St. Michael. We can definitely do that.
That was really good. That was a really weird conversation.
This
But
is
no,
the
absolutely,
longest it's
absolutely.
ever taken to decide
Yeah.
on what song to listen to.
Yeah, it's
on this
been-
show.
Yeah, well,
People
it's
listening are
a
just
new
like,
thing,
just play a
so-
song.
Just shut up.
Did we
and
just
play
break
it.
another record?
I think we have.
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
You guys are on fire.
Yeah. You just
All
over
right.
here just holding the panic button. You're just like, and we're already on.
Yeah, that's
commercial.
what my hands are
So,
on.
Yeah, perfect.
The song's been playing for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you guys just been going.
And we're
All
back.
right. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back here shortly. Here's a little St. Mary, St. Michael.
Standing in the middle of yet another crowd, I feel my eyes get heavy and all I want is sleep. Looking on a sea of empty faces filled with hopes and fears. The table shifting round louder than I care. Are you there? Can you hear me? Are you there at all? I drift along the current, I scream my silent question. No one seems to notice, and I just want to feel the fingerprints of warm hands, knowing that you hear me. You listen to my story and help me carry on. Are you there? Can you hear me? Are you there at all? Are you there? Can you hear me? Are you there? Can you hear me? Are you there at all? Are you there? Can you hear me? Are you there at all?
There's a reason they call them lazy Sundays. There's nothing better than sitting around and enjoying the comforts of a good book. But what book should that be? Well, every Sunday, Eventide brings you The Bookseller, hosted by Jessica Gillen. Each week, Jessica breaks down a different book and tells you everything you need to know before cracking it open and getting lost in a whole new world. Tune in every Sunday for The Bookseller with Jessica Gillen, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker at Wiley's Comedy Club, and you're listening to WWSU 106.9. I swear to God.
All right, we're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in the studio with Charlie Hester. And
Hello.
Ray Danger Hensley.
Ray Danger Hensley.
Danger is his middle name.
Yeah,
I think he made that up, but that's...
No, well, my dad's name is Ray Hensley, and when I was playing music, people would be like, how do I find you online? I was like, just find Ray Hensley and add me. My dad would get friend requests all the time, and then messages, and he would like text me, hey, Laura in South Carolina said you were fantastic. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She added you, huh? He goes, yeah, you did really well, apparently, last night. I was like, cool. So I put Danger on there, and then, okay. People are like, Danger's your middle name? Some people think it's real.
Yeah,
which is
there's
ridiculous.
a lot of dumb
I
people
actually have a
out there.
friend who she named her son. His name is Colin Danger, and then their last name. So Danger is legitimately his middle name. I actually was kind of upset I didn't think of it because that would have been hysterical.
Yeah, that's
especially if
that
it was
poor
a
kid,
girl.
because they have to live up to that.
Oh.
That is a
Have you met
high
kids
bar.
these days? Not a problem.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
He'd have been proven how dangerous he is by like snorting condoms and stuff.
Yeah,
Eating
well,
those-
most kids nowadays, their middle name is like Selfie. That would be more the.
What's your
I'm
middle
sorry, yeah.
name?
It's actually Carlo.
Carlo.
No S, just Carlo.
Right.
That's cool.
Which was confusing because there was a girl in my high school class whose middle name was Carlos with an S. And so,
Her name was Carlos.
yes.
Your middle name's Carlo.
Right.
How does just spelled like Carlos with no S?
Right.
Nice.
So that was a little odd.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
So now we know everything about you.
Pretty much.
What's your social security number?
Yeah,
What's your
what's
list
your
of
mother's
fears?
maiden name?
Yeah.
But no.
Somehow, with you talking to this young man, I'm reminded of the scene from Airplane.
Which one?
Oh, sweet little baby.
He goes, "What's Airplane?"
Yeah.
No, I've seen it.
Get out of here, Antonio.
Don't call me Shirley.
Is this your first time in a cockpit?
Oh gosh, I should have put my door codes as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would have been great.
Oh.
That's my first time on a plane before. Like movies about gladiators. Anyway.
Mercy.
Let's just do that whole movie.
Yeah, why not? Well, that's the rest of the show. We'll just recite lines from that movie.
Half of it would be off air.
It'd be worth it though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's art.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's right.
It's radio.
How do you think they got the airplane to tie itself in a knot for the cover?
Oh my gosh.
I don't think that's how it works.
They'd have to heat it up so the metal bends.
Right.
Because there's no
Better,
way they
like,
had the
yeah,
technology back then to make
Right,
a CGI
right. Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That had
They
to be
couldn't
real.
have done that. No.
That had to be real.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? It's crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, but well, if whatever CGI they did have back then, that was very expensive.
It had to be.
It had to-
That's crazy.
We asked the tough questions here.
Yeah.
That's right.
Where's the Mythbusters guy? Let's get them in here.
Yeah, yeah. Would you be prepared to play a song for us, or is that just
No,
too
I
much?
can.
Okay.
Absolutely, I can. I don't know how close I can play and get to the mic because boobs are real. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And You mean Ray's? Because you can have Ray's mic. Not
No.
his boobs.
Yeah.
You can have those too.
No, I got my own things. I'm good. I'm good. Let's see. What do you want to hear about? I'm trying to think which songs I can sing that are clean.
Well, sing whatever you have that's clean.
Not much.
But clean-ish.
Cleanish I can probably do.
No, is it opera? No. We
it
covered
is
that.
not. I'm trying to think if... Okay, just have your finger ready on the panic button, okay? Let's just do it that way.
Yeah, well, keep me on edge. That's
cool.
That's what I like in comedy music is to just
All
keep
right.
me on edge, worried
so-
that I'm going
It'll
to
keep you attentive,
lose
for
my
sure.
radio
Yeah.
show.
Okay, so here's the deal. I lost 101 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have been working for the past several years on like learning to really embrace my body acceptance. I know that's a really popular thing. And so this was a song that I wrote about body acceptance. I had 3 beautiful children. I breastfed them all. Then I lost a bunch of weight. That's when they started to fall. Now these girls are harder to wrangle than a golden snitch. But that's the way it goes when you are gravity's bitch. Oh, these titties get longer with each passing year, migrating down into my southern hemisphere. They used to be perky till they started to transform. And now these bad girls always keep my kneecaps warm. You can...
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good indication of some things that I do. I don't know.
That was a radio enough, tame enough. So,
Yeah. And that's about where the radio...
That's where...
That's
Let's
about
push
where
it.
it's
Let's push it.
Yeah, push the envelope. Get me fired. I'm so tired of doing this show. Week after week, I bring people on here that have so much potential to get me fired from the station, and every one of them has let me down.
Aww.
There's a lot of Dayton comics in here with some mouths on them. I'm surprised.
I know. I am so disappointed in them, too.
I heard,
3.5
we heard the one with
years
Ed
I've been
John.
doing this.
We heard the one with Ed John. He was like your co-host that day. I'm surprised he didn't slip up once.
He has before.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he has dropped one
What a
before.
turd.
Yeah, that's
Just
it.
the worst.
That's it.
The worst.
That's why he lost 2. Just we love you, Ed.
I kept calling him last place.
We kind of like you.
I kept calling him last place on Sunday.
Oh,
like,
so
he
you
got off
actually
stage.
did see the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
no,
my
it's probably me.
gosh.
But he got off stage and he's like, oh, I did well, and I was like, nice job, last place, and like fist bumped him.
Nice.
Wow. He asked me, he said he was going to go up and do nothing but crowd work for his 5 minutes in the finals. I said, that'd be very brave. He said, what would happen if I won? I said, we would never hear the end of it, Ed.
Right. No, I told him after the show.
10 years from now,
I
you'd
told him
still
after the
be
show, I go, good on you, man, for doing crowd work. That's awesome. It's the only thing you got laughs on, though. Nice job. And John Morse goes, man, you seem like such a nice guy, but you are just a mean person out there. I was like, that's what I do.
You get it back, though.
Man.
You get it back.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
like
the
when
fun
Wiley's
thing,
put
is-
Gay Ray on their marquee.
Right.
Hilarious.
Right.
Hilarious.
Who would have done that?
My
Oh my
dad
God, that
loved-
is
my
the
parents loved that.
I laughed so hard. It's my Facebook cover picture right now. And I know that the sign still doesn't say it, but that's so
Right.
funny to me.
Well, Travis happened to catch me as I was changing the marquee, and he said, you know what you ought to do? And I said, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
No, he tagged me in it on Facebook, and as soon as I saw it, I just busted into laughter. I thought it was so funny.
He has a joke where he talks about being called Gay Ray in high school because it rhymed.
Hilarious
Because kids
nickname. So
picked
fun.
on. Yeah.
Do the rest of it.
And so I don't know your jokes. I don't listen.
I do.
I know something about
I
that
know.
part, but
I started going by Ramen. It's a real story.
Yeah.
I started going by Raymond, and then they started calling me Flamin' Raymond.
Wow.
Yeah, hilarious. Antonio didn't care. But no, I just
That's my phone. My wife
Real
is calling
professional.
while I'm
Thought
in.
maybe I
Real
forgot to turn
Well,
my
it's
vibrator
silence.
off.
It's just vibrating.
yeah.
So we're going to all
There's two
wonder
different modes for that.
what you're doing, Ray.
Yeah.
There's silence and there's vibrate. It can't be both.
Yeah, all I hear is
Oh, excuse me. I'll
sorry.
turn that right off. Just got a little
Why are you
bored over here.
smiling?
I was
Charlie.
wondering how you got your voice high like that.
You know.
Anyway, I was Travis Charles, another one of the local comics that.
hack.
Yeah. Oh,
He
absolutely.
should quit.
Yeah. We've all told him.
He's been at it for like 10 years, and he's still an open micer. Just a terrible comic.
That he drove by as I was out changing the marquee at Wiley's and thought it would be funny to
It was funny.
Gay Ray on the Wiley's marquee since he's co-headlining, I guess. Is that
Being
even
bullied
a
by
thing?
the club I'm going to work for. That's
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm so excited.
I love it. I get in trouble in my town for touching signs, like the ones with the letters that slide.
Oh,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to resist.
Dude, there is one right now that says, come in and ask us about dental implants. And I can reach it. And I can turn that thing into saying anal implants so fast. Like 3 letter swaps. And I'm there. But I haven't done it yet because I don't.
You're
Yeah.
letting us down.
I know.
You need to do it. Take a picture and then just.
I know. I need to take my next walk at night so that I can make that happen because I don't want to do it during the day because I don't know if it's illegal. I don't want to find out. So, yeah. Dude, 3 letters.
When I was at Arby's, I was working at Arby's when I was a kid, and this guy put on the marquee outside. He was supposed to put like 5 for $5 Arby melts or whatever, but he went out there and put Jenny Brown Eats Children on the marquee out in front, and then came back inside and then quit. Then people were like driving into the drive-thru, just like, "Who's Jenny Brown? Why is she eating children?"
That's amazing.
Hilarious.
I mean, if you're going to go out,
Right?
go out on a high note.
Quit like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't there that night, but I wish I would have been.
Yeah. So I may have to mess with the sign at Wiley's this weekend. Just give me the box of letters and let me play for just a couple.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you're on.
Did you hear that, Danville? Dayton wants my input on their signs.
Why not? Because I've been tempted to put some stuff up there before.
It would be
And it-
so easy. Oh, so many things you can say.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Should we hit some news stories?
Yeah.
It's about 20 minutes to the end of the show. We usually touch on some of the more important news stories that
Cool.
are out there.
Cool.
Because I mean, who really cares about millennials uprising? I mean, important news.
Eats ramen
So-
angrily.
Yeah.
Don't care about millennials.
An Idaho rancher showed off an unusual method he devised of transporting his horse in a homemade motorcycle sidecar. A video filmed on a road in Shoshone shows Casey Perkins riding his motorcycle while his horse rides next to him in a homemade sidecar. The video's filmer, Perkins' wife, said he made the horse sidecar himself because you can't buy those things. She wrote, "My husband started this whole deal a little over a year ago when he decided to modify the family van and hauled his horse in it. That inspired his next invention of hauling the horse in a sidecar of a motorcycle."
That's
This
amazing.
is a rancher with way too much time on his hands.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's
They make trailers for that kind of thing.
Right.
Not.
right.
But what
Not
fun
much.
is that? I mean,
What fun is
where's
that?
your sense of adventure and exploration?
you have to be real careful driving around it too, because that's a show pony, and he has stickers all around it.
That's his sponsors. He just has
Bunch of naysayers.
There it is.
Yep. Dude, I'm on
road
fire.
safety though. What kind of seatbelt do you have for your horse?
right. Yeah. I just want that. Does a horse have to wear a helmet?
He wasn't
Yeah.
in the video.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw the video, but
Oh, you saw the. You
Yeah.
know the story.
yeah. Well, I just
Okay.
saw the video. I didn't know there was an actual story to it.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
so-
just a video, I guess. The video is the story, so
Oh, yeah.
well, that's why we're talking about because it's important.
It didn't look like there was
America
a back on
needs
it.
to
It looks
know.
like the horse could have just slid out the back.
Must have been holding on.
Usually
See him go
other
down
things
70 like
slide
that.
out of the back of a horse. But
Well, that'd be no problem because you don't go over 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's true. Yes.
So the
Word.
interstates have been
Insert
never
different
been
road
more
here.
safe
Yeah.
because you don't travel over 40, 20 miles an hour.
Hit a
most of
speed
the
bump or something, or a
Yeah.
pothole.
Yeah, what's he going to do with that horse next? Is he going to? He should make something that the horse can pull
Oh man.
as transportation.
Like a wagon?
Yeah, something
Like
like
a
that. That would be
horse-drawn wagon.
crazy.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
That's-
Antonio
Yeah.
Wagon is. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We've gone so far forward into the future. We're now circling back.
Right. Yeah.
This is cool. What is this?
Imagine-
It's a wagon.
Yeah.
Imagine going to McDonald's with that though. I mean, what?
With the
Do you guys
motorcycle.
not have
sidecar.
with the
Amish
motorcycle
around
sidecar.
here?
That would.
Well, they don't have the motorcycle sidecar for their horse.
Well, I thought you meant with a horse and a wagon.
No,
No,
they
no.
actually
I mean,
have
for
another
them, it's still
horse
Amish country.
pulling
Right.
the sidecar with the horse in it.
There you
That's how the
go.
Amish.
That seems
Right.
effective. Yeah,
Yeah, because they
don't have
to be,
power.
Yeah, they don't have
because they don't horse
horsepower.
around.
They have actual horsepower. It's 1 or 2 horsepower.
Right.
This wagon's really just get it.
Yep. Step on it.
Yeah.
Authorities in Argentina announced they seized marijuana, cocaine, crack cocaine, and cash being smuggled inside replica World Cup trophies. Were you about to play a song? And
No,
I
I was just
interrupted
going to
you?
play background music while you're reading the news to cheer
okay,
it up.
Okay. Well, go. We can start over. Go right ahead.
All right, here we go. This is a news story about
this is a
drugs.
drug story.
Cool.
Authorities in Argentina announced they seized marijuana, cocaine, crack cocaine, and cash being smuggled inside replica World Cup trophies. Buenos Aires Security Minister Cristian Rotondo tweeted photos showing the souvenir replicas of the trophies that the so-called Narcos de la Copa were allegedly using to ship 44 pounds of marijuana, 22 pounds of cocaine, 1,800 doses of crack cocaine.
That's
Doses?
a lot of crack.
How do they define doses?
So much
A rock,
crack.
I guess. But even rocks, I'm guessing, come in different sizes.
Get your rocks off.
And more than $14,000 in cash. Police said 4 men and 2 women were arrested Friday as part of the operation. Investigators say they also seized 2 firearms and 2 vehicles. Well, they got to have protection if you're going to carry that much cash and drugs. That just makes perfect sense to me.
Anybody else so glad that the World Cup isn't being held in that place where they had those loud horns? What were those horns called?
Which
Air
ones?
horns.
Air horns?
Air horns.
No. You blow into
They're
them.
called
It was
air
like
horns.
"Arr," the whole time. They did it through the whole World Cup. That
The Alps, the Swiss Alps.
Brazil.
That was the Ricola commercial.
Oh,
that
that
they were
was-
playing
I'm way
during
off.
the broadcast.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Thing I can think of.
The didgeridoos or whatever the hell they're called.
Oh, well, that's
No.
Australia.
Oh.
That's
What were
the
those things
didgeridoos
called?
with the
I don't remember. They came in like different colors. Never mind. It's just I just ruined it.
kazoos.
Yeah, that's what it is. A kazoo.
What's the horn called?
All of them.
It says party horn. That's it.
It's just party horn.
Yep,
Party
the
horn.
party horn.
Oh, the ones with the little thing that like twirls out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
That was really annoying for the radio. Probably I did that right into the microphone.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, we'll move on.
Thank you.
Hey, here's an Indiana story. It's a real trump card for Indiana State Police. A crackdown on motorists possessing drugs resulted in more than 100 arrests and the seizure of a vast assortment of dope, including orange-colored ecstasy pills shaped like Donald Trump's head.
I gotta get stuff out of my purse before I drive through Indiana tonight.
State troopers involved in Operation Blue Anvil patrolled U.S. Highway 31 in Miami and Fulton counties over 3-day periods twice last month. According to state police statement, the troopers, teamed with drug-detecting police dogs, concentrated on drugs when they stopped motorists from June 19th to June 21st and again from June 26th to June 28th. The effort resulted in 129 criminal arrests, 272 drug-related charges. 48 of the charges were classified as felonies, according to the police. Troopers seized cocaine, heroin, LSD, methamphetamine, marijuana, psychedelic mushrooms, edible marijuana, prescription medication. Does that really need to be in there? Drug paraphernalia, as well as numerous drugs that have yet to be identified, which the police have stated are great.
Yeah,
You just haven't identified them yet.
Yeah,
They're the best. Don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Wow, that
Can't wait
article
to
made
hush some
Indiana
more.
sound a lot more fun than it really is.
Yeah, that's they're bringing it. They're bringing all that stuff to Dayton.
Am
That's
I
what
just
they're
going?
doing.
Maybe I'm just going to the wrong parts of Indiana. I don't know. I don't ever.
Indiana's a bunch of just creators. You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
amazing we are out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're creating new drugs that haven't been identified yet.
And
in
they're really
Indiana.
bad at 69s.
No, there's a comedian in
Interstate
Indianapolis.
69.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's totally what I.
Right, I got that.
Have you ever had a 69 that has ridden so rough as Interstate 69?
Probably.
And that's why she's my ex.
Yeah. She used a lot of tea. Yeah. Earmuffs, Antonio. Earmuffs.
Yeah, we called her Nibbles.
Yeah. Wasn't nibbles.
Mercy!
Chomp.
Chopper, that's what.
Yeah, oh. Ouch.
A bit unrelated to the drug story we were talking about before this. I saw on the news a couple days ago. I thought this was kind of funny. There was a news on Fox News, a story on Fox News. I don't know why, but some lady got arrested. They stopped her at a traffic stop, and they found 1.5 pounds of drugs in her purse. And her story was, quote, "They must have flown in the window."
Because I can't tell you the amount of times I've been driving.
Right.
And pounds of drugs will just fall into my car.
Right.
I mean,
Happens all the
it
time.
I've had bees fly in lots of times. It's not crazy to think.
Have you ever smoked one?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was real weird when I was younger. Yeah. Trying to get that honey high,
Yeah,
you know?
well, that's why they call you Danger.
Yeah, that's right. Put that little
actually
stinger
can
right
get
up your
high off
face.
that.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
gotta roll a nice
It's a good
sting
rush.
to it, yeah.
Especially if you're just slightly allergic.
Yeah. Swells you right up.
Swells
Yeah.
you up. Yeah, that lack of oxygen to your
That
cells.
EpiPen
yeah,
like
man.
hit just really just
Woo!
that adrenaline
That's a
rush. just
party
hits
right
ya.
there.
Yeah.
You actually can get high on honey, but you cannot smoke it. You have to consume it. You have to drink it, basically, but it's like quite a few pounds. So
We need
That's
to party.
a lot. Yeah.
We need to
You
party.
get-
at that
Yeah.
point, you're diabetic. Though,
That was an
so-
episode of
You've researched
Futurama.
this stuff, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
How to get high
Well,
on
that was an episode. They had the giant bees or whatever.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
On what?
I remember that.
Futurama.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. There you go.
Did you finish the news?
No, we have plenty more news. There's all
Uh-huh.
kinds of good news. Are you tired of playing? Is that
No.
I have a news article. This is a real thing. This is a real thing that happened.
Go ahead.
There's a woman trying to sue Universal Studios for fat shaming because they couldn't push the bar down her. She was like, "Well, that's fat shaming because you can't push the bar down, so I'm going to sue you."
Oh,
this is a real story.
She was on a ride.
She was on a roller coaster. They couldn't push the bar down on her, so she said that's fat shaming because they made her get off the ride. And so Universal Studios, this is what
Don't
happened.
make her get off the ride. Just tell her to hang on.
Yeah, just YOLO and just push her. Yeah. But what Universal Studios did, this is real, is Universal Studios was like, "Hey, don't sue us. Here's a bunch of vouchers. Go get all of the free food that you want." Which is just
that'll help. her
the
get on
thing
into
that
the
caused
future, right?
all of this drama, right? Food. They were like, go get all of it. Go get all of the elephant ears you want.
That makes perfect sense because the next time she goes there, she won't be able to fit through the gate.
Right? Yeah, they're just keeping her out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
But
if we make the turnstile just a little smaller, we'll keep her out.
Yeah, but I tried to do research on it because I wanted. It didn't say what ride it was, but I wanted it so bad to be the Jaws ride, just because I imagine them like trying to push the bar down on this girl,
we're
right?
gonna need a bigger
Yeah, and he looks like, "Oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat." That would be just
fantastic.
classic, right?
Oh, yeah.
How is that fat shaming? Because the bar would be the one fat shaming her.
It's her. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not.
Yeah.
It's because they want her. Or they want the whole park to make bigger rides.
Because they used to have signs that say you have to be this tall to ride this ride. That's short shaming.
Right. That's not size shame. Yeah. It's just. But that's just how physics work, right?
Right.
You can't be
exactly,
this big.
yeah.
Like those carts are made
Exactly.
to do certain things.
Well,
And
yeah,
if you're bigger than
there
that,
have
then
to be
it's-
weight limits on those things because, for one, you have to be able to be pulled along the track.
Yeah.
And you have to
Chains
not
are only
bring
so
the
tight.
rest of the structure down when it goes through the loop because if that rest of that structure comes down, that's killing everybody.
Do you remember those little Hot Wheel tracks and stuff? You just like put the car on there and it go around the loop.
Right. Imagine
remember when you
if
put
there
like
was
a
some
heavier
big
car
fat
on there?
lady on there,
And the loop
it would
would
never
flail
go.
wild.
When you put like one of your big monster trucks on there and it goes down and it
Right.
bends the whole track out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want other people dying because you wanted to pig out a McDonald's that day and then go ride a ride.
I'd say it wasn't just that day.
I mean, that day probably didn't help.
Okay, now this is fat shaming.
What is? Oh, what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
And
yeah,
I'm totally good with that.
I'm fat. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I can say that stuff
Yeah.
because I'm fat.
Right.
I don't know why I said it like that. I'm not gay.
Because I'm fat.
Fabulous.
Let's see what else we got. We got time for one more news story.
Do it.
Make it a good one.
I'm trying to find a good one. I'm going to try to find a good one in here. No, that's too stupid.
Oh, wait, I like stupid.
Is it stupid? How stupid is it?
It's not.
Let's do a stupid one, and then we'll do a
Missouri rancher. Didn't we just have a rancher? Was it
Yeah.
a Missouri rancher
that
that
was
we
an
had,
Indiana
or
rancher, I think.
that was an Indiana rancher? We just did an Indiana story.
It was an Idaho
But we had
rancher.
Idaho. Well, that's Missouri. That's like Missouri Mark II. Missouri.
Idaho and Missouri? Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I didn't even know they touched, but yeah, all right.
Totally.
We need to get you a map.
If you saw either one of them, you'd know why they don't touch. You're talking about the ranchers, right?
Yeah.
A Missouri rancher concerned about coyotes and cattle rustlers said cattle rustlers, is that still a thing these days? I can understand
some of the
that,
I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Said he turned to an unconventional watchdog to protect his herd, a llama named Tony.
Heck yeah.
Sam Hayes said Tony Llama, which it's actually the name. Not just Tony the
closer, Tony Llama.
Llama. Sam Hayes says that Tony Llama has been protecting his herd of cattle so faithfully.
Sounds like something you get. I can't come to work today. I have Tony Llama real bad.
that one time he had to personally distract the animal to keep it from trying to drive away utility crews working on power lines. Family members said they have taken to carrying sticks when approaching the herd in case Tony mistakes them for unwelcome rustlers.
Tony
I guess
takes the
they
job
have a big.
serious,
He
right?
does, yeah.
Jeez.
Family member Kyle Hayes says, "quote He'll kind of like puff up his chest." And then if he really wants to attack you, he'll stand up on his hind legs. And he's about 8 or 9 feet tall whenever he does that. It's really intimidating. So, yes, intimidating Tony Llama.
Llamas spit.
Yes.
All right.
They do.
This is her only input. She's like, I'm just going to play the ukulele.
Yeah,
Llama
and
spit, by the
ukulele.
way.
Interestingly enough.
That is the name of our episode.
Llama spit?
Llama spit.
Perfect. Llama
Interestingly
spit.
enough,
They
there's,
never swallow.
That's why I don't like them.
Anyway, interestingly enough, in the Dominican Republic, they don't have very many llamas, but one of their big supermarkets, kind of like
So
Walmart
the cattle
here.
rustlers are running wild.
Oh yeah.
They don't know what to do with all their cattle.
Yeah, they're rustling for other rustlers at this point. They just need a llama.
It's just a dude out there standing,
Oh yeah.
spitting on people coming up.
My name's Tony.
Tony Llama.
I'm Tony Human. Yeah. Just,
But yeah, they have a whole supermarket system named after llamas. They've got Super Llama, Plaza Llama, Electro Llama, and it's just all and they're just named after llamas. And I don't know
they're
why.
big Monty Python fans.
Basically.
Yep.
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
let's do the stupid one.
I thought that
wasn't
was the stupid one.
That wasn't the stupid one. A woman feeding sharks from a friend's yacht off the Australian
I saw
coast
this too.
was pulled into the water when one of the predators grabbed her by the finger. Melissa Bruning of 34 of Perth was being filmed by a friend while she hand-fed the tawny nurse sharks at the back of the boat off Western Australia's Kimberley region when one of the predators latched on her finger and pulled her into the water. I kind of love her quote. I think the shark was in shock as much as I was.
Doubt it.
Doubt it. The only way I can describe it is the immense pressure, and it felt like it was shredding it off the bone. That's probably not what the shark was thinking.
No, he's just like,
the pressure. I can't take it. I'm a predator. It's what I do.
It's the most white person story I've ever heard in my life.
She told the Western Australian, I came up and I was like, I've lost my finger. My finger's gone. Sounds like she was real calm about that.
You should have seen how she was holding the fish.
My finger's gone.
Yeah, right. You should have seen how she was holding the fish. It wasn't like, when you like put like a sugar cube on your hand. It wasn't like that for like a horse, and like, if you hold it like this, the horse is going to chomp your fingers.
Right.
Yeah, she was holding the fish with her fingers like that, and just like put it in the water.
Well, if she'd have just set it on there, she would have lost her hand.
Or just details.
Horse rules don't apply to a shark. If they do, if horse rules start to apply to sharks, I'm saddling.
Or you know what you should do? Just throw the fish at the shark.
There's some for the Idaho rancher.
Good call that.
Set up
That's
a
what they
sidecar
need.
for a shark.
They need side boats for the.
We are out of time. Man, that's terrible.
Let's do another hour.
We didn't even mention you guys were going to be at Wiley's this weekend.
Oh yeah,
we should do that real fast.
Yeah, hey, these guys are going to be at Wiley's this weekend.
Friday night,
Charlie Hester,
Saturday night,
and Ray Dangerous Hensley.
I think tickets are free, right?
No,
absolutely not. You have to pay for one now, actually.
That
serves him right. He has that coming.
That's what I get for making a terrible joke like that.
Yeah,
no, Friday at 8, and then Saturday at 7:15 and 9:30.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Come have fun with us.
Yeah, you can get out and
Charlie has a lot of dirty songs.
Charlie's dirty songs and Ray's dirty jokes.
I get to be like, hey guys, I'm not. Please stop.
Yeah.
And if you bring an open box of pads and tampons with you to donate to the Great Girl Drive, I will give you a sticker that says, "Today I helped a in need."
We can say vaginas.
We can say vagina. Okay. Yeah. So
it's a medical term.
You get a super awesome sticker that says, "Today I helped a vagina in need."
Unless you're like talking about somebody.
No,
and you call them a vagina.
Then I would use the C word if I was going to talk about somebody. So.
Perfect. That's probably not on air, but
Charlie.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. There you go.
You're being such a Charlie today.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, Charlies. All right. It's been so much fun having you guys on the show. We should definitely do this again.
I would love to.
Maybe
you too, Antonio. Thanks for. What did you learn today? Nothing at all. Okay.
I want to get Antonio drunk one night and do this radio show
in 5 years.
Yeah.
He's in college, right? You're going to be in college. You going here?
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe?
you'll need to be drunk. On that note,
I hope your mom's not listening. She's like, I don't like that.
She is, and she's like, I was going to send this to his grandmother, and now I can't.
Yeah.
No, luckily we are out of radio range. So.
Yeah. Oh, they can get it online. Well, probably not your grandmother.
Kind of out of internet.
Good with computers.
He's gonna be like playing it for him. As soon as it gets to the last 5 minutes, he's like, nope.
Yep.
And
a panic button on my phone.
As soon as you hear sharks and sidecars, just turn it off.
Yep.
That's the safe word.
That's where the episode ends, Mom.
We started off talking about you two going at it with him watching it. So
you started off talking about
details.
Yeah.
But
I was over here being respectful and delightful the whole show, right?
Just keep having headphone problems. Just keep
it.
unplugging them on your grandma.
It was so good you were delightful because he was terrible.
I know.
Oh yeah, he always.
Let's not bring him back next
isn't
time.
a headphone person; she's a speakerphone person. So,
okay.
Yeah. As soon as she calls somebody, the whole house has to hear it, and her neighbors.
Awesome.
All right. We just got you on the air picking on your grandmother. How do you? All right, we're going to get off here before he says something he really can't take back. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check us out on the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM with a repeat broadcast on Wednesdays from noon to 2, or you can always stream the show live at wwsu1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email the life1069@gmail.com.
Overwhelms me. The brutal
llama spit.